A revolutionary. Say whoa. Trap revolutionary. Got the wave it too scary. Doing this thing like Malcolm ain't by any means necessary. We ain't got it by no one seen hand. We got the master plan. Get the movement going on. Right here where we stand, man. We bucking and stumping, fist pumping. Even though they tried to set us up for failure and kill us, we keep on coming. That's why somebody gotta step up and say something about the bullshit. Because if not, the blind gon' keep leaving.
What's going on, y'all? I want to make this video real quick, man. Something I was thinking about. If me and my homeboy be talking about, we in jail. God bless the sisters. A few of them Latinas, and then one white girl. Shout out to Dr. Umar. Man, say, we be in the gym, man. Just gotta be honest. You see some of the best looking women, all around, black, white, mixed and whatever. But, we seen the best of the best, like no lie, and black women, they really be holding down. Like it ain't no disputing it. Latinas like giving sisters run for their money. And then, we were saying it was one particular, white chick or whatever. She was, nice or whatever, but it just ain't nothing gonna top the sisters, you know what I'm saying? And, at all. So we just kind of joke, they just between us, kind of jokingly say that. But, and I kind of like took it a notch up, so my homie said, man, shit, nah, bro, some of you women crazy, you know what I'm saying? I was like, but the sisters though, they just blessed, you know what I'm saying? Like all the way around, not just body, not even just body wise. I think, mentally, spiritually, you know what I'm saying? Along with, physically. I think black women though, for real, man, got divine intelligence, and I guess that's the best way I can describe it. Beyond the physical, because we, and I ain't gonna lie, I like nice bodies, so I think black women, I think I said in this prior video, black women got the best bodies. I mean, it just, man, here, or, in the diaspora, or wherever they at, man, you know what I'm saying? The sisters just be holding it down, you know what I'm saying? So, but just in saying that, I think that our women, are the best hands down. Yeah, we got some women that, but hey, man, even me, I know I'm not the best, but, act crazy sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, but we got black women that act crazy, it's just what it is, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it ain't no way around it, it just, sometimes, you get the best, of our women and you get the worst, you know what I'm saying? I experienced both ends of it, but like I said, I can't front because I've been the best, but I've been the worst as well. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, I just thinking about that. I just think that our black women are divine, man, and have divine intelligence. And I'm like I said, I said in the prior video too. Like I'm just thankful to be a black man. Black man, I feel like a kid in a candy store sometimes. Like man, shoot, like we got the best. All ranges from, super light to blue black. You know what I'm saying? We just got the best all the way around. And I'm just, I'm thankful myself, you know what I'm saying? Thankful to have a black mom, you know what I'm saying? Have a black mother and, black mama, and that's just, that's a blessing within itself, so, I'm thankful. And I think that, the black women, are the best on the planet. And I'm not saying it just to say it, but they, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I even heard what's the brother, Dr. Bobby Price. He mentioned, I think he said he came back to America or something like that. He said he had to come back, he was overseas, I believe in, I think he was like Okinawa, Japan. He was somewhere overseas, in Asia somewhere. But he said he had to come back for the sisters, you know what I'm saying? I know, even if I'm not living in this country, I have to be living somewhere where it's black women, where it's black oriented. I don't think I could go just live You know, like I can't live like in Japan. I go and live in Russia, or I don't even know. Maybe Thailand. My homeboy be talking about Thailand all the time. Maybe something like that. But I gotta be somewhere with some black folk at. You know what I'm saying? So, if it ain't here, maybe Jamaica. I probably consider retiring in Jamaica. Ghana, somewhere in Africa, something like that. But I gotta be around some black women. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all the best. And I keep saying that. I'm not fronting about it. Black women the best man in the world, and it ain't nowhere around. And that's here and in the diaspora. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, I understand. We do. We all got our own issues or whatever, and I understand that. Some, women got our own, but we have our own issues with, with our women or whatever, but that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the things I can say though is that, over here the mentality is different because of the dynamic of the institution of slavery, the particular dynamics of the power structure of this country, how I think that men are pretty much despised. The women, of course, are still despised as well, but since they are a softer version of us, they're not, as I don't think they are as they don't get targeted as much as we do, but still though they our women doing well. They do well over here. Even so, they still have our back. Even though sometimes we as men we don't step up to the plate, fully, like we should or we could, because of this system and the way it's set up over here in America. But let's not place some blame or even try to find fault with the system over here, or anything like that. 'Cause my whole thing is a change. It is what it is. The system is in place how it is. I'm not even saying it's kind of like now. It's like I'm not even saying I find fault with it. Yeah, of course, it's a very much so at fault. But I'm saying forget all that. The system needs to be changed. And I ain't mentioning about like people like Trump, in office. He's a president, should not even be there. Doesn't even have the ability, really mental capacity to be where he's at. But by way of his skin color, he's there. That's what I'm saying. So it's like the system is so gone. I don't even find fault with it no more. It need to be changed. That's just what it is. But it's very, but you do find fault with the system. I'm just saying in the sense that I'm so far over it to where, man, the system just need to be changed, and that's that, and that's just what it is. But yeah, man, I just had to get on here and make this video because, like I said, though, just on a lighter side, like I said, me and my homeboy, we just talk about, like I said, in the gym, like I said, it's therapy, man. Like for real, and I always, and this is what I do when I get on the internet and I post videos, I'm always saying, let's get it. I'm not getting, it's to motivate. Cause I know, some people know me, from a child, my childhood or whatever. I was chubby as a kid, and, I got made fun of. And now I got people I know that they were slim and trim when we was in school, and they done got bigger now. But it's like I'm posting to show them, hey man, I know if I can do it, you can do it. Because if I come from a fat kid to where I'm now, I'm in shape to where I am now. You used to be the fit kid, in school, and now you may be out of shape. Hey man, come on with it. We ain't going for that. We like, man, we all need to be doing something with ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Mentally, physically, and spiritually, So I ain't just saying like it's all about fit, because that's another thing I want to talk about too. It's not all about, being in shape, trying to look good and all that. It's all about just trying to be well-rounded all the way around, even financially, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, emotionally, well-rounded, So, I would say that, but the gym, like I said, it does provide a sense of therapy. Getting in there talking, like I said, me and my homeboy, we just be kicking it, man, just having, talking. I mean, men, that's a thing that's, I think is necessary, when you can, be able to kind of like fellowship, find a way to fellowship and be constructive, not like, we out just drinking and trying to fellowship. We trying to do something constructive, fitness wise, get ourselves together, and also, help kind of, in the sense of providing a way, to fellowship and talk and kind of get through things, work through things, you know what I'm saying? So, I think that's just a positive thing that, that's what the gym provides, you know what I'm saying? Especially just, even if you don't go in there and work out, with nobody, just getting in there and letting off steam, I think that's, you may be frustrated, take your frustration out on weight, that's the way to do it, to just have some level of, a healing, pretty much like a therapeutic type of, connection with the gym, so I would even say that, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm always posting my videos. I'm trying to motivate, I'm that, and I say in that sense, I just had so many, but man, I could have had so many videos, especially from my younger days, how we was just going so hard, but that, wasn't a thing, then like really, how it is now, where it was, some people probably did, but it wasn't just so prevalent, now it's just a common thing, matter of fact, because, some of us, we got on Facebook and Instagram, they didn't have no such thing as stories, ain't nobody, it was all about, you just got to post a picture or whatever, but now it's more like, you can kind of tell a story and you kind of motivate, you really can motivate people, through your stories, so, I just think it's a positive thing. I think that's positive. Like I said, being able to hit the gym, motivate, and then see some good looking women, being honest with like I said, I think the sisters, they got it hands down, man. The sisters got it hands down. And, I appreciate just saying to the women that do work out, man, we really appreciate y'all, coming in the gym, looking good, trying to stay in shape, man. Y'all, that's not, and I want to let all y'all know out there too, man, that don't go unnoticed. We appreciate that. I'm pretty sure y'all are more reserved as far as like, y'all not going to, tell us how we looking or whatever. Even though y'all may see us, they're like, man, they brother look good. Y'all not going to come up to us and nothing like that. But cool, man, no problem. But to all the women out there that look good, man, take care of themselves, keep doing your thing, man. You know what I'm saying? We see you. We appreciate you. Your beauty, your fitness, your drive, to stay in shape, man, and try to stay looking good, man. Don't go unnoticed, man. That's from me to y'all, because I'm gonna work out, try to stay in shape, and I think mine comes from like I said, me trying to stay in shape comes from me just being motivated to stay fit because of my childhood. Like I said, being made fun of my childhood and, and all that, I just knew in my heart, I didn't want to grow up and be fat all my life. And so I did something about it. But, that's just one of the things I think that, man, and it's positive because you can change your life through fitness. Like you really can, and like I said, I just want to say that to the sisters out there, man. Y'all got it, hands down, you know what I'm saying? But like my homeboy, like we, like we talk about, God bless the sisters, few Latinas and then one white girl, like I said, shout out to Dr. Umar, because I know he said like no snow bunnies, you know what I'm saying? Rice bunnies or whatever other bunnies, you know what I'm saying? Nothing but the sisters, But I'm with that too though, now for real though. I'm with, nothing but sisters. I gotta have black women in my life, that's just what it is. Whether it be here or somewhere else in the diaspora, I gotta have a sister, man, and that's just what it is. Cause I love black women so much. Thank God, I come from a black woman, and I'm in my life, with a black woman, So that's just what it is, man. That's me. I know it's different stuff for different folks, but that's just me. Like I said, I always love the black women, and just let y'all know, man, I appreciate y'all. Like seriously, women, like I said, just trying to stay in shape, be in the gym. Keep themselves looking, keep them, themselves looking good, man. I appreciate it. I'm sure other brothers do too. Just want to say that, you know what I'm saying? and let y'all know, man, we love y'all. Specifically, I want to let y'all know I love y'all. A lot of other brothers do too that may not have, getting on here and saying it, but a lot of us, we love y'all. Like I said, other brothers, I know they love y'all too, man. Like me, just want to say that, let y'all know, we love y'all. I love you. A lot of other brothers love you too. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing your thing. Try to stay in shape. Keep yourself looking good. And it's a holistic thing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't all just because some people I know, I don't want y'all to take this out of context, may say, oh, well, he just all he care about is look. No, I think all of us should strive, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially. Try to get all of those things together, and be well-rounded. I would say that, and I believe in a trifold philosophy. Your spirit should be right. Your physical makeup should be right. And, your mental, spiritual, physical, mental, however you want to, put it, however you want to put a line, of course, spiritual is probably most important, intellectual, mentally, another thing, I say probably that's maybe second, then third, physically. But I believe, like I said, in the trifold philosophy, those three things, those three components need to be in order. Like I said, it's a holistic, in a holistic manner, and like I said, other things, like I said, emotionally, financially, whatever, too, But yeah, I can go on and on about it, man. I just want to say that, sisters, we love y'all. I love y'all, man. Y'all the best in the world. I'm gonna keep saying that, and not to be, like I said, not to be, overly, I guess, just, harping on that or whatever. I guess you should harp on it though. We got the best women in the world. We got the best women in the world, man. That's just what it is. I probably have some naysayers, some black guys, some other, ethnic groups get on her and say, man, you tripping, man. You just, you don't know what you're talking about. You just tripping. Like, no, I know that we had the best. I'm talking about coming over her, through our, bondage, being prisoners of war, in slavery, already being over her also as well as our native people. The sisters gonna have our back, man. Like no doubt, like no other, So that's why I'm with it. That's why I'm with our women, and I support and love our women so much. Not only me, my shout out to y'all saying, letting y'all know I love y'all, but I know a lot of other brothers love y'all too. You know what I'm saying? But when I think, Eli said, they may not have where they get on here and say it, but let y'all know, man, we love y'all. Like, seriously, you know what I'm saying? And I'm with it. I always rock with y'all, regardless. That's just what it is. But anyway, I'm going to get up out of here, man. Just want to get on here and say that. God bless the sisters. Some of them are Latinas. And that one white girl. But anyway, until the next one, y'all, I just want to say that, man. And, I hope y'all out there, I hope y'all doing good, living life for love and happiness. Doing well, strive for greatness, every day, strive for greatness. But until the next one, y'all, love y'all. All right, y'all.
Fuck it, go ahead and blow off the dough. Step through the maze, man, and became amazing. About to rewrite history and change a page in a crooked book that never told us the true story. Like how we were kings and queens before the slave story, before the killing, stealing, and drug dealing on some real shit. We ran away.